Dan, he's not feeling well today.
All right, thank you.
Somebody's property. Yeah.
You're in second grade right now.
Friends, so. Well, we play eight here. Yeah. Eating feed in the yard. You know, building your butt, it's up. Yeah.
This is number two.
And so all right, let's see if I can do it again. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is. Now, what's better than two? That was my favorite. There's no secret. Yeah. And no, hair raising, but okay.
You might have something.
It was fun. Yeah.
Right, we did not fill it out for these with these. Oh, I see students are all around. Yes. Oh, that was great. Well, that's the
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is that birthday. Start out with a
When you get a call from Mr. Regal,
So I did it. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Welcome, everyone. And we begin with our flag salute and the four-way test. Kirk.
Please join me in the pledge to our flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, please four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Second, would it bear to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendship? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Hillary is going to inspire us today.
Well, it looks like we've got a lot going on today. Welcome, lots of wonderful people. So I'm short and sweet. So this is my inspiration, short and sweet quote off of the internet, my favorite place to sit in the evenings. If you want to touch the past, touch a rock. If you want to touch the present, touch a flower. If you want to touch the future, touch a life. So, in thinking of service, the last little quote, the first one was anonymous. Second one is, service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. And that was said by Muhammad Ali.
Remember, Muhammad said, float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I know. Okay. Let's see. Let's welcome some guests here. Welcome guests here. How about, first of all, visiting Rotarians? I know we got Pat Fahey. I saw him somewhere. Hey, Pat. And Tiffany Mackey, who's actually an honorary member of this club. And we got Vicki Snitzer from the Illinois Valley Club. And then I don't know, is there anyone else? Wait a minute, I think Sue Densmore is here. She's from the Greater Grants Pass Club. Welcome, Sue. Great. Anybody else? Did I miss any visiting Rotarians? Okay, how about other guests? I don't see anybody. Okay, well, we have a bunch of kids. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Today with me, I'm Jamie Davis. She is the Regional Director of the Oregon State University Extension Service, who oversees all those wonderful programs.
Well, welcome. Welcome. And I see about 4 or 5 students back there. Maybe just give us your names, stand up, introduce yourselves. Don't be bashful. Oh, cool.
I'm Evelyn Houston. I'm a junior at Illinois Valley High School, and I'm going to talk about solidifying the separation of church and state.
Wow. Come on, we have another one.
No, that's just my guess.
Well, you're a guest. Welcome, guest. She's anonymous. I'm sorry. Hey, Sophia, welcome. And I think that's it for now. Okay, did you want to do something? Okay. We were going to do the speech contest first. Yeah, what I'd like to do, that's the prime event of the day. So we're going to get right into the speech contest. Between the speakers, I thought we would weave in the announcements then. Between speakers, give the judges a little time to get ready. So with that, I'll invite Delynn Sharpen up here.
Thank you, President Jim, fellow Rotarians. Real quick, this is the area 4-way test speech contest. The winner of this will go on to speak at our district convention, which will be at the Mill Casino coming up May 4th, Saturday. So real quick, so everybody's aware, we have 5 different categories that the students are going to be judged on. The first one is incorporating the 4-way test. They can get up to 20 points on that. The second is content. So how the effectiveness of the 4-way test to reality, they can get up to 25 points on that. Organization of their speech, that can be up to 25 points. The delivery, 20 points, and time limit. So 5 to 7 minute time limit, they get up to 10. So they've drawn names, they have drawn numbers for who's gonna go first. And there's a lot of moaning and groaning, just so you know. So I would like to have speaker number 1 come up.
Hi, everybody. Hope your afternoon is going well. Today I'm going to be talking about solidifying the separation of church and state. And I wanted to start off with talking about culture. Culture is within every one of us, whether it's the foods we eat, the holidays we celebrate, the clothes we wear, or the religions in which we practice. American culture, I'd say, is good old patriotism, the whole red, white, and blue. And something that I remember very clearly is when I was younger, every single morning of every single school day, I would stand up and push in my chair and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I know all the words. They've been engraved in my head. And when I was a kid, I couldn't tell you what we the people meant or any of that. But there was one part that really stuck with me, and that was one nation under God. Now, one nation under God, that doesn't quite make sense. I mean, there's plenty of gods out there. Why are we being bunched into one sort of box saying that we're ruled by one thing? We're free to do all of that. See, Roger Williams was the first to kind of incorporate the separation of church and state. This was in the 1600s. I mean, this is not a new idea. This has stuck with society for a long time. I mean, is it the truth though? Yes, it is the truth. Because in Alabama, there was an instance where recently the Supreme Court of Alabama ruled 7-2 that frozen embryos are children and therefore they are entitled to legal rights, basically meaning that abortions are illegal. It's a real thing. Religion is a piece of so many people and so many groups of people, and it's such a sacred piece of society. But the problem is that it is affecting real life problems. So coming back to the ruling in Alabama, the Supreme Court justice by the name of Tom Parker released a statement saying, "We believe that each human being is made in the image of God." Why should something or someone that I don't believe in determine how I live my life as an American citizen? Why should the reasoning behind drag queen bans or revoking a woman's right to her own body come down to one's own personal beliefs? One's personal definition of right and wrong is their own, and it shouldn't affect others. That's the point of freedom. That's the point of individuality. So is it fair to all that are concerned? Well, yes, because it creates a breaking of this chain of bias. Coming back to the law that was passed, ruled 7-2 in Alabama, it creates just unnecessary shakeup. It creates a shakeup in people's, it breaks people apart. Now, will solidifying separation of church and state build goodwill and better friendships? It won't, because I don't believe that that is the point. The point is to be fair. The point is to bring everybody together. And that doesn't mean that we aren't supposed to be religious. We're supposed to be a country as one whole nation. And one's own personal right is their own. That's why we have them. It's beneficial to all those who are concerned because it focuses more on yourself and helping other people around you without causing them to feel left out. And it really solidifies the sacred relationships that you have with whatever religion you're affiliated with. If more people took a stand to benefit the majority of the country, it would be fair to all concerned with any matter instead of creating discourse and unnecessary bias. Religion is certainly very sacred to anyone who practices it, and the relationship should remain between an individual and whoever they believe in. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn. Tommy was so eager to make an announcement. Tommy, would you like to do your announcement now? Tommy's engaged. Why don't you come on up? And it'll give the judges a few moments to do their scoring. Okay. this is the pack, which, as you know, Greg encouraged us. Oh, sorry. These things are silly. I know, my husband needs them. Anyway, the pack, we're having our grand whoop-dee gala of 25 years on the 18th of May. Knock it off. Okay, whoopee. Anyway, I have flyers or these posters back on the table. And I would love if you would take them and put them up at your favorite stores or whatever. I've been putting them up around and you'll keep seeing them get put up, but I happen to know that there's more of them if we can get these posters put up. Excuse me, that lettuce didn't go down well. And if you want tickets, they're still available. We'd love to have y'all there. We got a bunch of us kind of are going on the, there's 10 of us or something that are going. So, sorry. Am I too wiggly? Well, I'm excited. This is a great occasion. 25 years at the high school for performing arts. It's just fabulous. So, and of course, I'm not involved in the arts at all. So. Would you like a little more time? You good? Kirk, how you doing? If someone has a short announcement, not a verbose announcement, a short. Okay, Jody.
Well, I learned of a happy misunderstanding, miscommunication, whatever it was be, but we had the shoes that fit at Williams, which was fabulous. And we gave all the kids shoes. I have more money now to spend. I didn't know that. So I am currently working with the Boys and Girls Club. They're going to see about getting, I think we can buy another 46 or 47 pair of shoes. And so they're going to work on getting it because we need to get it done before the end of our year. And the Boys and Girls Club will have kids there in June. So they're already going to get started. Of course, they can't do any measurements this week because everything's closed down for Taste of the Rogue. So they'll start getting it in. And I'm just excited as all get out. So if you missed coming out to Williams, we've got it available. That'll be happening sometime in June. And even if you came to Williams, come and join us in June. More to come.
Ready. So Lynn, who is next?
Number 2. Yep, there's a timer, absolutely.
Hello, everyone. I'm Charles Talco. Oh, my bad. I will be discussing a cell phone ban in for schools. And I chose this topic because it's a pretty important topic because cell phones are such a big thing in schools, mainly because of they're such a distraction for kids. You can see that kids are usually fairly distracted by their cell phones because they're either playing video games or watching something on social media instead of listening to lecturers or doing their assignments. Cell phones can be also distracting for other kids there. Maybe the teacher will have to stop the class to get onto one kid, which kind of is distracting to the other kids. So to kind of prevent that kind of thing happening, a cell phone ban would be very beneficial. There have been a few states that have done this. One of these states is Kansas, where they found a 6% increase in test scores recently, which showed that cell phones have a direct effect on academic performance, and when they are removed, it helps benefit academics. Cell phones also lead to cheating and plagiarism too, because cell phones allow you to have more access to PhotoMath or Google or AI generators like ChatGPT, where you don't actually have to do your work and you just kind of get it for free. So it's very unfair for the kids that are actually putting in the work to do these assignments. Cell phones also, they kind of hurt like relationships too. They kind of hurt the relationship with like the teacher because the teacher never feels like the student's engaged. But the cell phones also in schools, they kind of hurt the relationship of the students as well, because you can go in and you can look at like lunch and you can see all these kids kind of like playing on their phones and not communicating with each other, or when you're talking to them, they're just playing on their phones and not really like kind of listening. So it kind of leads to like kind of lack of listening and kind of ruining friendships with cell phones. Additionally, cell phones also are not very good for our health as well. They they are kind of like a stressor mainly because, like I was saying, kids get distracted from assignments, and so they end up like kind of doing everything last minute, which is a big stress for a lot of kids. So taking away cell phones in school will make sure the kids will be more engaged in the schoolwork as well. Cell phones also change like the brain activity, oh, reaction time and sleep patterns, which is a result from a study from International Journal of Health Science, who found this. And sleep patterns are a very important thing because it helps you be able to perform well in the day and kind of learn as much as you can. Many medical professionals also kind of recommend you only have a max of 2 hours of screen time. So you should really have less screen time than that. And that should include like what you do on cell phones and computers. So, overall, you can apply the four-way test to this because the first thing is you look at it, is it the truth? And yes, it is the truth that taking away cell phones is going to help promote academic performance. And this was shown by that Kansas, who kind of seen the 6% increase in student scores. Is it fair to all concerned? And yes, it is fair to all concerned because it's going to make sure that the students are responsible for their work, and they can't just cheat and do that. They actually have to be engaged and do their work. And that's going to be for all students, isn't it? So it's fair in that way. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And yes, it will. One of the things is how it's gonna also kind of bring goodwill is through basically since cell phones kind of lead to a lot of cyberbullying, having a restriction amount of time on your cell phone is also going to decrease the amount of cyberbullying too. And it's going to help benefit friendships with student and teacher friendships, but it's also going to benefit students friendships through actually communicating and listening to each other. Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Yes, it will, because the teachers will finally kind of feel that they are actually being able to teach their students and kind of see that the students are going to be more engaged. And it's going to also be beneficial for the student because they are actually going to be learning, they're going to be engaged with the curriculum, which is the whole point of school, is to learn. And it's also going to be beneficial for the students' health because having like what I said with the health study, it kind of affects our brain in negative ways. So overall, having a student, like a school-wide ban on cell phones is overall a very good thing for schools and academic performance. Thank you.
Any other announcements? All right. You gotta be fast. Kelly's first.
So the merry month of May begins soon. And with that, breakfast in the park also. So here's the sign up. It's 2 pages because there are 5 Thursdays in May. And so people are already signing up for things. And if you would like to be included in that, please sign up. Lisa, I did already sign you up. Anyway, today, those of us that were at the park can attest to the fact that there are lots of people wanting food. And so I appreciate all of this. And those of you that have been giving Mint funds for this food should know that that money is going out. And I gave $75 worth of cups and spoons that I ordered on Amazon to the people, to us that do the casseroles. And also now the crew, Dennis and Tom Barry, Tom's the pastor of, thank you, from Bethany. They're putting together a list of needs they have. So we are in their hearts. Okay, thank you.
So Doug Walker sent out an email to all of the club members this morning about this, and I just wanted to give you one more reminder that our Hillcrest Veterans Village Yard Art Auction is officially live now as of 30 minutes ago. So please go online and take a look at the beautiful artwork that Doug and his team and our friends all created, and bid on something and share it with your friends. Thank you.
Judges, we good? All right.
Third and final speaker.
So before I get started with my speech, I'd just like to give a huge thank you to the judges for being here and all of you Rotarians for this incredible opportunity. So thank you guys very, very much. So jumping right into it, I've enjoyed studying politics my whole life. I just like understanding why people hold the values that they do, why they may choose a political side over another, and how they work or do not work with other people. And to start off by summarizing my first speech, really the whole purpose of my first speech was to encourage you all and anybody else who heard my words to look beyond political affiliations and to see the good that can come from anybody. However, specifically in today's world, our country is highly divided. I'm sure you all have seen several instances in the last few years or even the last few months of division in your lives. I specifically have seen division in almost every aspect of my life. I've seen division within my own family, within friend groups, and sadly, I've even had several falling outs with teachers because of it. So we see that politics have taken over so many American lives and have almost completely divided our country into left and right. So why has this division grown so much, and how can we prevent further division? Really, there is no one cause for division. Some would argue that the news or social media split people, and they do, but they are not the sole cause for the division in our country. So if there is no one cause, then what can be the one solution? And really the one solution to the division is unity. And unity does not mean total agreement. That's not the point that I want to get across. We can have completely different opinions, but if we can work together for a common good, then we can overcome anything. In fact, that is the definition of unify, is to join together for a common purpose. And I'm not the only one who believes that we need unity. I'm sure you all would agree that we would be much better off if we were able to simply communicate with one another through any obstacle or political difference. There are also several organizations out there dedicated to bringing together the United States. I have three that I'll name for you, including the Braver Angels, Unite America, and Humanity United. Starting off with the Braver Angels organization says that, and I quote, "Growing partisan animosity is the crisis of our time and threatens our nation, and the Braver Angels exist to address this challenge." Secondly, Unite America, replacing partisan primaries and encouraging voting on a political spectrum, not encouraging initial division. Unite America wants to stop initially voting for Democrat and Republican and instead encourage voting amongst the entire political spectrum. And finally, and my favorite, Humanity United, enduring peace and freedom, discouraging violence and encouraging peace. This one's my favorite because they know that we can disagree on almost absolutely everything. But if we have a common goal and we can get there peacefully and peacefully communicate with one another, we can achieve anything. But what can you do? I know it may seem that one of us making a small step in the right direction and unifying doesn't do a whole lot for the whole country, but I promise you that's wrong. The domino effect is so unimaginably exponential that you can do absolutely anything. And I have three things that you can actually do to help unify people in your own life, starting off with be a part of groups or organizations like these. These people are constantly fighting for us, and the least we could do is help out. Secondly, be open-minded. Because one of two things will happen if you're brave enough to have an open mind. Either first, you can have a conversation with an opposition, and they will say something that maybe helps you understand why you have the opinions that you do. And it will strengthen your own opinion, and you will understand them more clearly as well. Or if you're brave enough to let them, they will change your opinion, and you will both be better because of it. However, either way, you can unify over a common goal despite disagreeing on how to reach it. And finally, and most importantly, apply the four-way test. The four-way test is a great way to judge a president or any political figure before forming an opinion on them. I have two presidents that I'd like to mention and apply the four-way test to, so that you all have an example of how you can do the same. Starting off with Andrew Jackson, the 7th president of the United States. Jackson's sole purpose was representation for the common man. So applying the four-way test of, is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and friendships? And is it beneficial to all concerned? Well, is it true that the common man needs representation? Of course, we all need representation. Is it fair to all concerned? Well, the concerned being the common man, yes. Making sure everybody has fair and equal representation. Will it build goodwill and friendships? Hopefully. And with this, we have the benefit of hindsight, and today we won't really have that, so hopefully is really the best we get. And finally, is it beneficial to all concerned? Well, the concern being the common man, yes. But Andrew Jackson was almost directly responsible for the Trail of Tears, which killed tens of thousands of Native Americans in a dangerous journey across hundreds of miles of United States land. And even more than those tens of thousands were horribly harmed. So by applying the four-way test in each part of it, we see that while Andrew Jackson was very fair to the common man, he was also responsible for some very dangerous things that need to be brought into consideration. The second president I would like to mention is Richard Nixon, the 37th president of the United States. He was the first president to visit mainland China. He created the Environmental Protection Agency, focused heavily on foreign affairs, and worked for détente during the Cold War, détente being French for relaxation. And during the Cold War, it meant that Nixon was trying to relieve tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union. So applying the four-way test to Richard Nixon, is it true that the US needed a better foreign policy? Yes, and it's absolutely still true today. Is it fair to all concerned? Partially. Encouraging a better foreign policy is great and logically fair. However, Nixon was also heavily involved in the Watergate scandal, where he spied on possible political opponents and used government agencies for political purposes. So by looking at the bigger picture and broadening our spectrum of who's concerned, we see that Nixon was absolutely unfair to many concerned. Third, will it build goodwill and friendships? Yes, creating better foreign affairs is a great way to build alliances and encourage trade with other nations. And détente had not been achieved for years during Nixon's age, so Nixon's work was very important for relieving tensions. And finally, is it beneficial to all concerned? Well, like, is it fair to all concerned? Again, partially.
Yeah.
While the foreign policy works well, it honestly does very little for the American people. And the Watergate scandal harmed political opponents, showing that what Nixon was doing was not beneficial to all concerned. So to conclude, there is no one-size-fits-all way to judge a president. You have to use a combination of your own judgment, your own morals, and your own self-interest to build your opinion. However, I do believe that the four-way test is an excellent way to judge a president before forming an opinion on them. And while no president has or likely ever will check all four boxes completely, you can absolutely use the system to build, defend, and form a general opinion on a president or any politician in any level of government. So thank you all very much for your time, and I hope that my words have encouraged you to build an open mind if you have not already. Thank you guys very, very much.
Thank you very much. All three of you, great topics. I was thoroughly engaged. Thank you. Would you like to make an announcement?
In case you haven't read your P-mail this morning, reminder that tonight is our social for the month, and it is going to be at the Performing Arts Center. Meet in the lobby at 4 o'clock, and we will have a backstage tour. And then following that, we've been invited to Greg and Margaret's house to have some libation and break bread with one another. Special thanks to Tim Sweeney and his help in getting us set up with the tour, and Greg and Margaret for opening their home to us. Look forward to seeing you tonight.
Steve?
Some people have accused me of maybe not looking at the schedule
because of the fact we have something else tonight, the hearth. But I think we can multitask this one, possibly, and make this happen. The hearth will be at 7 o'clock tonight, Bethany Presbyterian Church. The theme is the art of living. And there's a $5 suggested donation that benefits the Southern Oregon Guild. And we have 6 amazing storytellers and some music to go along with it and to help build community. Thank you very much.
And I just wanted to share some things that I've been thinking about. You know, as Rotarians, and particularly in this club, we do quite a bit. I mean, we really do. Just the announcements we make, and you know, in some circles, it's called the giving of time, treasures, and your talent. And we do a lot of that. And what I just want to remind people, it's not a competition and there isn't pressure. So, you know, sometimes we ask for a lot and we expect a lot, and I'll be announcing some things later on myself that I'd like you to help with. But I just wanted, for each and every one of you, it's an individual decision and it's personal. There is no pressure. There is no race. And what I like to say is, you know, you can't do everything. So just do something. Do what you can within your budget, within your time frame, within your value system, within your interests. So whatever is good for you, that's what you can do. But please, we're not competing with one another to see who can give the most to get to a certain goal or to fill the most slots or whatever. So, you know, I've just been hearing a little bit of people feeling a little nervous about some of these things. So just, you know, take it easy and you know, make it work for yourself. That's all you got to do. And I know everybody's good people. We have good people here. We do quite a bit. And like I said, take it easy. Okay, any other announcements? All right, Greg.
Thanks, Jim. I would add to that, one of the things that when we went through our long-range planning process and looked at the size of our club, one of the things that we said was that the club is big enough that no one has to do everything and small enough that anyone can do something. And I believe that's my that's my real announcement. As of today, following up on Janie, she said as of noon, the art auction is open. Janie also made a partnership with Greg Smith of the Auto Smith, where he has his back room where all of the cans and bottles that they use to get through the day come back to us. So I took his 6 bags in. I know that other people have taken multiple bags in. I think we're over the hump of worrying about whether we hit the 15 limit per day. So if you've been saving your bags beginning on Earth Day and all the way through May 4, we get a 20% bonus for each of the bags that we bring in. So if you have a bag that's more than half full, that's probably worth it. There is a fee for processing it. So if it's not very full, it's probably not worth trying to get the 20% bonus. As of today at noon, we had already made $114 in the 3 or 4 days that it's been open since Earth Day. And remember, we get about $2,000 a year. So we'll probably easily hit $200, which is 10% from this one fundraiser. So thanks for all of you that waited and stored your bags in your garage and brought them in. So keep them coming till May 4th.
Real quick announcement for our Interact group. They are doing a fundraiser for those who don't get to go to district conference on May 4th. They're doing a car wash up at Les Schwab at the north end of town to raise money for their thirst project. And they're also raising for, is part of that going to our animals, or is it all thirst?
Just for thirst.
Just for thirst.
And then our other stuff, but
Okay. And then the Humane Society, they're going to drop off their donations next Friday. If you want to come by, they've been making dog toys and gathering towels and sheets and stuff for the Humane Society. Thank you.
Before we do the drawing, when the target run comes up later, right? We still have about 10 or 12 cards to sell. So we'll come around to that.
Okay, while they're doing their final tallies, Patty Hansen forwarded this to me at the Josephine County Food Bank. They're having an event on, oh shoot, got the wrong one. Anyway, it's June the 6th. It's to help alleviate hunger. I think it's an evening at 6 to 9, somewhere along Missouri Flats Road, which is where all the vineyards are before you go down 238 and hang a left before you get to Murphy. Any rate, I think I'll send this to Steve. You can put it in the navigator so you can all see. But the other part of that is this event, nominate a hunger hero for our annual Hunger Hero Awards. And I know Jan Jones and Patty Hansen do a lot of work with Raptor Creek Farms, which is, the food bank. So anyway, another event, another worthy event coming up. Okay, and then we'll do you guys.
I was at the PATH meeting this last week, and one of the things that has kind of opened up wide open again is the green bag. And I know Jody was taking care of it for a long time, and I know Jody does so much for this club that I was going to say if I could get a bunch of green bags and bring them, and we could do once again gathering, and I'll pick them up on Thursdays. I would be more than happy to take them out there. So that's just another small way of giving, just with extra cans of food. So I'm willing to do that. I will bring in some green bags next Thursday, and then you can just bring them and I'll pick them up and make sure they get out of the food bank. So I just think that's a little way that everybody can give. So I brought this to remind myself to say that.
Back to, it's called Shining a Light on Hunger. I found the right one, June the 6th, from 6 to 9 p.m. It just says 222 Missouri Flat Road. That's gotta be a vineyard. I know that because there are so many out there. Any rate, and we can post this so you can see. Anyway.
Right, if I could have the three contestants come up, speakers. And I just want to take a minute to thank the judges. What a hard job this is, because amazing speeches, amazing young leaders in their schools. And wow, I don't envy you, but I appreciate you guys stepping up and doing this for us. So and I want to thank all three of these young leaders, because how hard is it to get up in front of everybody and speak, let alone be timed, let alone be fumbling and all that. You guys did an amazing job, and your topics, wow. I mean, talk about a broad array of topics to cover. So in third place, we have Evelyn. In second place, we have Charles. And first, we have Noah, who'll be representing us at the district conference. Did you want a photo? Over in front of the flag, we'll get a photo of you guys. So thank you, and thank everybody for coming and encouraging them. It's amazing to have this opportunity for them.
Brings us to our Sergeant at Arms. Where is Lutz? There we go, Lutz.
Okay, unfortunately, there will be no more fun and games. Because the last time where I gave you the easy job of depluralizing some titles, I got one response. So by default, Kirk gets the coveted card. His film was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Commerce. Now, I almost gave this card to myself because as I was lying awake at 3 o'clock one morning, I thought, man, if I were going to enter one, I would do the Grape of Wrath. And I pictured this giant grape cruising around the country going, "You've taken my wine, John Jones." But I figured it wasn't fair to give it to myself. So instead of more games, I'm going to go through a little geography lesson with you here. I'm going to give you a destination and you're going to tell me how to get there. Georgia. Midnight train. Kelly's got it. How about Clarksville? Bingo. How about heaven? Good. How about hell? Highway. All right. How about the Hotel California? How do you get there? Dark Desert Highway. Okay, good. How about Kansas City? Okay, what the first two though? Train, plane, or Kelly wants to walk? Carolina. In my mind, right. How about Paradise? Paradise. 2 tickets. Yeah, good. My last one here, West Virginia. Country Road, okay, good. Gulf of Mexico. In 1814.
Took a little trip.
Down the Mississippi. Okay, you were close. I'll give you credit on that one. How about over the line? 1 toke. All right. Sea of Green. Yellow Submarine. Round the Mountain. 6 white horses. Okay. And one final one, Honolulu. A boat with billowed sails, right? Somebody just got that. Okay, so there will be a quiz on those the next time that I do Sergeant at Arms, and the winner will get a coffee card. So let's do some happy bucks. Or let's not do some happy bucks. Yes, Dawn.
5 happy bucks for 3 eloquent and courageous young people. You give me hope.
I have 20 bucks for our speakers. So just great job. Keep up speaking because it does get easier.
She's kidding. It never gets easier.
5 happy bucks. Today was my first experience at the park helping out, and it was just incredible.
I have happy bucks for the edgy speeches that I got to hear. I really enjoyed that you touched the edges of things and developed it. Thank you.
I'm just going to ditto the same thing. I was so proud. I mean, we always hear so many negative things about our youth, and anytime I go down to the high school or spend any time with our kids and see the, you know, the pushing the edges and being brave and getting up and doing this sort of thing, I am just I pull for you all the time because you are a great group, and thank you for being so brave.
My happy bucks, ditto. You young minds and hearts are just very inspiring. I also am very appreciative of Delynn because boy, this doesn't happen without magic in the background. So thank you and the judges because that's not an easy thing. So I like our adults as well in this whole process. I also want to extend appreciation to the new members. My goal for filling May's sheets up for pledge, inspiration, et cetera, was to see how many of the new members that we can get to sign up. And I'm telling you, they're all on board. And so I'm just very impressed with the engagement of all of our members, new members, veteran members. I almost said old, but that goes without saying. Thank you.
Happy bucks to Doug and Bev for sponsoring the fireside chat. Really enjoyed ourselves, and thank you for being great hosts.
My happy bucks are because Noah mentioned Braver Angels, and I like that young people are mentioning Braver Angels, so I appreciate that. The fireside was wonderful, great group of people, and I'm looking forward to tonight. Although it's a busy day, it's going to be fun. Thanks, Greg.
I need to give a number of happy bucks, of course, for Tiffany and being the wonderful leader that she is at Interact, and to Lynn. Oh my God, you're rocking it. What a beautiful job. And I'm so proud of those kids. I'm proud of our Rotary Club. This is the most amazing group of people in the world, and we are going to move mountains. So here's to a new world.
I have 5 happy bucks for 2 things. One, for the speakers, fantastic, especially the one who mentioned cell phones. Not a lot. I really love that. Well done, very good, and all of you were excellent. And the second one is actually I've been a member here for a year now, so I'm so happy. Yeah.
Ellie.
Okay, well, as a former music and writing instructor from the college, first of all, I'm going to say, wow, you took on topics that were really central to what's going on right now, and difficult topics. I would say that the cell phone idea, many of the people in here that are former teachers or still teachers, we laud you for this. And because it's always an issue. And I would say you are going into politics, there's no doubt. And I'm hoping you'll come back and represent this county. And I'm going to say to you, with the really kind of heavy topic that you took on, I would encourage you to continue to study in that very same idea of church versus state, because it's a much needed research topic. And thank you all for doing that. Very.
Once I get you guys rolling, just really cruising.
I have 10 happy bucks, one for each of the, even though it's not a contest. We did have to get $10,000 raised to be platinum community partners with the Performing Arts Center. And we'll try to present that check this afternoon when we go to our backstage tour at 4 o'clock. So congratulations. Thank you.
We thank the judges and we thank the students, and then Brenda stole my thunder because I want to thank Tiffany, because I know you've been working with students for a long time, and it shows. They're great kids, and you do it. All right. All right. Anyway, and you're an honorary member of our club, so thanks.
Any more?
I'm a guest, but I will leave some happy bucks because I just enjoy visiting your club. Like I said to Deborah, there's so many friends here. And I'm going to give $10 toward the cell phone idea. The issue is we adults are using those cell phones and the kids watch us all day long. And they come home in the evening and the parents are on the cell phone. So I think you're on the right track, but remember that it's the parents too. We're doing it too, and grandparents too. Thank you.
Any more? Okay, last chance. All right, take a look at your cards. Make sure you know what it is. Yeah. Let one of our judges pick out the card. It is the 9 of hearts. 9 of hearts. Here. Oh. Wow.
I will recycle these dollars back to where Polio Plus, 50-50 back into Polio Plus. Okay. I just. Sure. Okay, once again, thanks for everybody for coming and participating. And Pat Fahey printed out a few of these little things that will be attached to a wand. I think before Judy Basker, she's still there? Okay, before she would agree to be president next year, she wanted a wand. So we're gonna make her, well, Pat's gonna make her a wand. And at the end will be a little Rotary emblem. We haven't figured out yet how big it'll be. But anyway, I've got a quote from, I've never heard this person, but Blaise Pascal. And it's just about the importance of what we do, regardless how small it is. And it actually tied in, I think, Noah, you brought up that point. So it actually kind of jives with what you said. It's real brief, but it says, the least movement is of importance to all of nature. The entire ocean is affected by a pebble. Okay, thanks, everybody.